Welcome to Thoughts in the Glass podcast. I'm LaToya.
And I'm Kendra.
This is a weekly podcast where we share our unfiltered thoughts and opinions on a variety of topics.
So sit back, relax, and join us on a conversation of real, raw, and ridiculously funny commentary.
Period. Every week we do a drink of the night. Kendra, what's the drink tonight?
Tonight's drink is called a French 125. Super easy to make. It's kind of a spinoff of the French 75, but because you're going to be using cognac, it takes it up a notch. So you're going to do 1.5 ounces of cognac. You know, the black folks is getting the Hennessy. They got the Hennessy. Um, 1 ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice, 3.5 ounces, or you could just do an ounce of pineapple juice, half a ounce of simple syrup. You're going to shake well into your shaker, pour into your glass, and then you top it off with a little bit of champagne.
Okay.
I'm not a big cognacer,
Yeah.
but if you're out and about and you don't want to mimosa,
Oh yeah, that's a good replacement for mimosa.
yeah,
I'm not really into champagne like that, but I'd rather have it like this than like a regular mimosa, which is the champagne
yeah,
and juice.
yeah,
It's just like a little something mixed in with it, so it's not just
yeah.
to me. It's very dry, and
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I don't know, something about the flavor is very tart to me.
mm-hmm,
But you know what though? Remember when we had that Vera Ray, the Issa Rae champagne?
mm-hmm,
That
mm-hmm,
was good.
mm-hmm,
I don't know if that's champagne or sparkling wine, but that was actually really good.
mm-hmm,
Maybe if I
mm-hmm.
have it, like if I start drinking that more, I might like champagne. But like regular champagne, I don't be into it. Also, it low key give me a headache.
Yeah, and it depends on what kind of champagne, because if you have one that's more on the sweeter side, but what it might be is the carbonation in it.
Hmm.
So,
Also, this reminds me of a drink that I used to make, a Hennessy punch that I used to make, and it was
mm-hmm,
similar. It was Hennessy. It was some sort of triple sec, either Cotrou or Grand Marnier,
Cointreau.
Cointreau or
Mm-hmm,
Grand Marnier. Or you could use regular triple sec. And I know those are a little bit different, but whatever that orange flavor is that they all
mm-hmm,
have in it, that's what
mm-hmm,
it's for. Um, it was pineapple juice, and I want to say that was it. May have also had cranberry juice,
mm-hmm.
but I want to say that was it. And then you mix all those together, and that was the Hennessy punch.
Oh,
And
nice.
I don't know, we had it in Las Vegas a couple of years ago, and it
Mm-hmm.
was really good. And so when I got home, like whenever we would have a cookout or something like that, I would make it, and people really liked it because like you said, the blacks love Hennessy.
The
So
blacks is gonna be on that hen dog.
it's one way to make the Hennessy
Stop,
punch was
Joshy.
one way to kind of like make it stretch. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Otherwise,
mm-hmm.
everybody's trying to make their own little drinks or take shots or whatever like that. But
Yeah.
anyway, this kind of reminds me of that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
okay, so what's been going on? How was your week?
The week was good. I started really like looking at flights for our
Mm-hmm.
cruise in August.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy.
It is, yeah.
So I think that I have been um desensitizing everybody to the possible road trip.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, they say look between you know, 1 to 3 months beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been way longer than that so
Yeah, you
far.
got
So
months out.
yeah, so I was like, okay, I can wait, but if I can go ahead and start sensitizing people to this, then if we need to drive, it's not like it's going to be like spare the moment. It's like everybody should already understand where we at with it. So we'll see. Everybody's cool. Um, we've decided like to leave. If we did that, leaving early Thursday and just hustling out on Thursday to be there like, either early in the morning Thursday. Friday morning. So we'll be there Friday morning, Friday night. Sorry, Friday morning, which would be Thursday night reservation. and then we'll be there Friday because I really wanted to spend Friday in Miami, like doing some stuff. And it will be better to have our own vehicle so
Hmm.
that we can kind of rip and run. I said because the flights for all six of us right now were like 2,900
Wow.
plus a room, plus either renting a car or Ubering all the places that we wanted to go, plus any activities that we did in Miami. So now, yeah, technically it would only be one night, but now we're up to $3,000 before we even take the trip.
Yeah.
So what would be 3,000 plus I can do for maybe 1,000 because driving down, we would probably stop for gas part purposes. Maybe I'll say three times because we usually can get to Georgia off of stopping once, like
Hmm.
having a full tank before we leave, stopping once, and by the time we get there, we wouldn't really need to fill up. We would just be able to kind of just we usually fill up just to do it, but we wouldn't need to. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking, okay, we can make it to Georgia, basically only filling up once, then going getting to Florida. I'm like, that's $300 tops.
Right.
And then you get your room, and then we'll do the same thing with our rooms and stuff. We usually stay at the MC Suites. We all stay at one room because it's only over, well, this time will be 2 nights. But now when we want to go to South Beach, all we're really doing is paying for parking. And when we go to Walmart, because we want to get sodas or like chips and snacks and things like that for the cruise, we won't have to worry about that. And then on top of that, now we don't have to be limited to like no big items, no this, no that. We can kind of have everything and not feel kind of, with
Yeah.
like car seats and all that other stuff. So that's my thinking. And then because D was like, he's good with leaving Thursday, I was like, oh, then if we could leave Thursday, there's no point in like waiting until, you know, 6 in the morning. We just leave at like 4. I'll start off or earlier than that. And then that way we get there maybe 12, 12 midnight. So
Right. I mean, I think it does make more sense to drive, even though that's a long drive.
it's 15 hours.
But you got three drivers.
Janae not driving my car
Why not?
because she wrecked my first one.
I mean,
Now, granted, this is a straight shot. And she's like, I think I could drive her on a straight shot. But I don't think, like, you know how you have two drivers and you're able to go to sleep to get it ready for your portion of the drive. I would not be sleeping with her driving.
well then you don't then so how you do it is when she's driving, Devon go to sleep and then you stay up and then he will be the next one to drive it and you can go to sleep.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, she said she can help drive, and then she was also like, but if I have a couple dollars, I'm gonna be on somebody's plane. So, because I know my mother's flying, right? And so she's like, I might just fly with Nana. And then she's like, but if Dad needs to really get back to work Monday, then maybe he fly back, and I just ride back with you. And I'm like, I'm not going to sleep then. But for me, I'm like, I would then just take off Monday, and then
Yeah.
but I would just drive, stop somewhere, spend the night somewhere, and then just finish it out Monday, and then go back to work on Tuesday. Would be
Yeah.
how I would do that. Because PTO, prepare the others, because I won't be here.
um y'all will figure it out. But I mean, you gotta okay. So yes, she did wreck the car, but at some point you gotta rebuild the trust.
Well, it's
So
not that. It's not even just that either. Because I'd be looking at him sideways sometimes. I'm like, you drive like this is a car. This is not a car. This is a truck.
yeah,
Slow it down. Um, and but she's the one that's always been saying like it's just too much vehicle for her.
then maybe she needs to start taking it a little bit, like now to get used to it. Like maybe when y'all carpool to work, she needs to drive to get used to it. Not every time.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Too many turns. She wrecked my car off of a turn and hit a parked car. No, no.
Okay, but
And she's not on my insurance. No, no, ma'am. My insurance was to keep her on my insurance after she wrecked her because she wrecked that car.
hmm
Her car got totaled. So that's two cars within a year.
yeah.
My insurance was going to be $1,500
Oh wow.
to keep her on. I said, mm, sorry, baby cakes. So that's where we are with that.
Well,
Um, So that sometimes I'm trying to sensitize folks to that because it's a couple things, a couple ways I would do it is if but I feel like it would be a waste of money if we got somewhere at went later, got somewhere at midnight, and then stopped and then finished the trip on Friday because we really wanted to do some stuff in Miami. Like I really wanted to take the girls jet skiing. I really wanted to go down to the strip and do some other things. And my mother was like, oh, we can go to. I want to go to. Which part of it is like we really don't have to necessarily do it down there because she was like, bring a bottle of wine for all the 21-year-olders can have that one in the rooms, and then just like chips, all of that stuff that I know I can probably get from. Excuse me, like BJ's and stuff like that. Even Walmart's right there. So either or, it just doesn't. It's not a big to do. Um, but yeah, so we'll see. She was like, I might just have you take my luggage down. And then that way I don't gotta check no luggage. I said,
Nah,
you,
nah.
you need the whole experience, baby cake.
Yeah. If you're not going, sacrifice the time and take the road trip, don't give us your luggage. Take your luggage.
Take your luggage. Um, so yeah, so that's something that's one of the things that I'm kind of circulating.
So, last week, I believe we had talked about, or maybe it wasn't. We don't normally do like the church thing or like want to get all dressed up. So, what did y'all end up doing for Easter?
We went downtown on Saturday to fly kites.
Wait,
The
was it?
boy.
So is that a thing? Because I've been seeing people doing that. Like, y'all went to the mall?
hmm
Was there a lot of people out there
hmm
flying kites?
hmm
So that's
So yeah, so last weekend or the weekend before last, sorry, the 28th was the actual flight kite flying day to
mm-hmm.
go with the cherry blossom parade
Okay, okay,
situation because the cherry blossoms were still very much so alive and well.
right,
Now they green. So
okay,
it was just because I think a lot of it was because it was a beautiful day. It was like 90 degrees when we left from
yeah,
home.
mm-hmm.
And then when we got down there, first we were over by like where all of the museums are. And I
Mm-hmm.
think what was happening is the wind gust wasn't getting through the building. So our kites weren't really flying. And then I was like, we just had to keep on trucking over. So we ended up at the monument and nice. Luckily, the monument's tall enough; it blocks that sun, so you got a little shady area. But then, with that, it helped with the flight kite flying. Good God! So, this was the boys' first time. John, they really had a good time. Jayla had never flown a kite, so she was fun, and Devon hadn't either.
Mm.
So it was a really good experience. We had a good time. So he like, I got to give me a kite now. I said, as we do. So, and then my dad was like, I used to.
Anytime he does something,
He
now
got to
all
get
of a
his
sudden he
own.
got to buy all the things.
He got to spend the coin. So then my dad was like, yeah, I need to he's like, I used to have my kite. He said he got one from when he was uh in the military in China. He got one from these and he had a really nice kite. And so then I was talking to Davon's mom and she was like, yeah, we used to get a kite every year. And I was like, there's some things we got to start
Yeah,
bringing back and especially like with the boys and stuff like that, like stuff that I knew how to do. And even with the girls, when I was talking to them about like the Jada was like she gonna have a cookout, and I was like, oh y'all should have some double dutch ropes. Y'all should play double dutch. She was like, don't nobody know how to jump rope or turn. I said, what are you talking about? These are core memories. Live and
they
allow got
don't
to
be
be your
going
child.
outside. That's the thing. They don't be going outside.
So I was like, I really need y'all to know. I need to teach them at
Yeah.
least how to turn the rope. But anyway, so that was it. And then Sunday, basically nothing. Went grocery shopping, did some laundry because it's gloomy all day and rainy. Um, and that's about it. And that's about it. And it's been raining this week. That's what my hair. I'm gonna have to end up washing. I think I'm going back early
Yeah.
because it's supposed to get nice, and then but it's just kind of like misty out. And like I said, since I've been taking my hair
Vitamin
vitamin and stuff, it's definitely thicker. And I think that it's absorbing my hair like needs
moisture.
a lot of like loves moisture. So anytime it's a little gloomy, luckily the Kendra stuff keeps it straight. But I could tell at the ends where it's like, oh girl, I can feel something.
Yeah.
Um, So we'll see. I think about going back into braids. But it's like, I don't feel
You
like going
probably
back.
well. I was gonna say you probably gonna end up doing braids for the cruise, right? Or no?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess you could get them now because then you can take a little break in between and then go back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes.
Yeah. You'll see. Yeah, I'm thinking, part of me wants to get cornrows, but then I'd be like, my forehead is so big to be have my hair flat like that.
I don't think
To
so.
me. I'd be like,
I
oh,
mean, you
flat.
got on the headband now, and your forehead don't look
But I
big.
feel like I could see hair. When it's just cornrows, it'd be like that. And that's crazy. Ooh, child, that was crazy.
Maybe
That
you
was
have to
alarming.
do. Man, you know how they do the cornrows now, but then they like crochet in a couple of loose strands so that
Yeah, to
you have
kind of
some
just make it look like
around
it's a
the.
little. What
Yeah,
I really, really want is the new ones that they have, but my hair is long for that, where they braid it and then at the end they start putting the wavy hair, and
yeah,
then they kind of so it's basically your hair braided, but then I'm like, but my braid is going to be so long.
yeah,
So it's not like, how most people have it braided and then your braid may stop like right here, or mine's is not stopping right there. So then it feels like a lot more hair, but I like it because it looks like it gives you more of a
a fuller look.
and it looks like a sew-in or something. Like, it doesn't just look like you just got some braids.
Yeah.
Um, so that's really what I want, but my hair's long. And then when I go, anytime I go to the shop, even that, because I get the medium knotless, and I go with the food, and I have a bun, and because my hair is thin, it looks like a little bun. And then when they take it out, they say, "Oh my gosh!" So I'm like, oh, I don't know, I don't know. So we'll see.
um, so I was outside too Saturday, and the weather was so nice. I kind of
Mm-hmm.
a little bit because I was like, oh, because you know how the weather be, it'd be nice and then it get cold.
Mm-hmm.
So I had on like a little sweatshirt because I'm thinking, yeah, it'll be nice for a second, but as soon as the clouds cover up that sun, it's gonna get cold. But it actually didn't get cold. It stayed nice well into the evening. So
Yeah,
I
we
was,
didn't leave until like 8.
yeah, I had played myself a little bit with that sweatshirt, but it was fine. I took Hercules down to Old Town,
Oh,
um,
fun.
Waterfront Park.
Mm-hmm.
So we hung out. They had Barry with me. But I hadn't usually I'll take Hercules to different parks and stuff like that, but I hadn't taken him there. And
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I don't really take him to places like that where it's a lot of people is because they be wanting to, they see a big dog and they be wanting to
Yeah.
back, and as nice as he is, he don't really be messing with
He no
strangers.
food. Oh,
Yeah,
la
he
la
don't.
with the
He's
people.
he's very much I don't he must get that from Judah because I'm social. But Hercules
He
be like,
like, look but don't touch.
exactly. He
Say
be like,
your highs and move on.
I see you, I acknowledge you, don't come this way. So but this time I was like, well, let me just see. It's been a minute.
Mm-hmm.
He getting a little older. Maybe he
Mm-hmm.
might be a little less. But no, nothing has changed. Like
I was like, you think as you get older, you get less? He said, I am stuck in every way that I am. Okay.
he enjoyed it though. Like the crazy thing about him is like he probably get the nosiness from me because he wants
Mm-hmm.
to investigate
He
everything.
wants to see what you doing in that stroller. Now
He
get
wanted
out.
exactly. He want to know all of what's going on, but then he don't want nobody to bother him.
Yes.
So it was just funny. Like he'll walk up to people, but then as soon as they try to pet him, he like, never mind. I'm like,
You
you
supposed
walked
to
up
stay
to
focused on what you I just want to see what you doing.
them.
Stay focused on your own stuff.
um, but that was good. I was like, I need to do that more often. Like just go
Mm-hmm.
outside and like,
Yeah. Take him out to the
yeah,
people. Let the people see him.
or just in general, like take him out a little bit more. But I do need to plan better because when we went, it was just on a whim. I was like, well, shit, we ain't doing nothing. Let's just go down there.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, I wish I had planned better. I mean, I had his water and some treats, but I wish I would have brought like a blanket so we could sit down
Mm-hmm.
on the grass
Mm-hmm.
for a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. Or
Mm-hmm.
brought like a little pop up chair, which I didn't have. I definitely wish I would have packed a lunch for myself because everything is so expensive.
Yeah.
Everything is
Everything is
so
very expensive.
expensive. Me and Barry got deli sandwiches, and it ended up costing $40.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, damn, for some ham and some pepperoni, like
A little
lettuce
piece of
and ketchup,
bread, a
right?
little wheat.
And Lil Barry had said that too because he ended up getting it. We both got an Italian uh
Mm-hmm.
club or Italian sub, whatever. And he's like, well, I don't want the ham. So I said, well, tell him no ham. Child, I guess neither one of us really thought that through, because he
Mm-hmm.
told people no ham. So of course now his sandwich is just like the pepperoni, the hard salami,
Mm-hmm.
cheese, lettuce, and tomato. So his sandwich was real thin because the
Mm-hmm.
bulk of
Mm-hmm.
it is the ham.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, it's given I could have made this at home. I said, it really is. And he
Yes.
got me out here
Stop
spending
to.
$20 on this little
Yeah.
pepperoni sandwich.
You could have got a pizza or something.
You could have been better off getting a slice of pizza.
Okay.
But you live and you learn. I'm like, okay, next time we come out here, I definitely, unless I'm going specifically to a restaurant to like meet up with people,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just pack my own lunch.
Yeah.
Cause
Yeah, I said the same thing. I didn't have so I had Joshua with the stroller and stuff. I did not, I forgot to bring a blanket. And I think next time I'm gonna have like stop somewhere and get food and take it. So I told Davon, I was like, let's see like a little once the evening started to go, a lot of the kids were leaving, a lot of adults were coming out.
yeah,
And it was just like super cute. They had a little speaker on. It was, I'll say this, and I know it's because I don't do it, so it just don't be a thing for me. But I'm like, as soon as the kids start dispersing, here come all the people smoking. Like I don't want to like I know this is a open area and things like that. Find somewhere else to do your business.
I don't know if I agree with that because they're outside, they're in an
I
open
understand.
space,
I
right?
understand. I just
What you
feel
want it
like
to be
that
like a
ain't.
smoker section on the
Yes,
mall?
I really do. Especially because I feel like all kids, and I know it's like, because then the thing is, if people are like, well, you shouldn't. Well, the kids shouldn't. It's you can't go anywhere without that
Smelling
being.
it, yeah.
Yes, and so there it's not necessarily about the adults because we kind of like, all right, it is what it is. When you have kids, especially if you have smaller kids, it's like, what's that? What is that? It's something stink. Don't nobody want to have to deal with that now. The people that were sitting next to me, they end up like I guess later on like kind of leaving and stuff like that. But I'm just like, there are places where it's not a lot of kids
Hmm.
that you could also that have like parks or areas or whatever. But I'm like that the National Mall where it's going to be not just um a high traffic for kids. You have seniors, you have a lot of people, you know, just
Girl, people don't care. They be
I,
smoking
I and I get it. I
at the baseball
understand.
games. They be you
They be
smell
doing
it
it at
in stadiums. They
concerts.
be at concerts, anywhere. They be doing it, so they don't care. But and I don't know, it's hard to kind of work around that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, especially outside, it just
I
is what
know.
it is.
I know. I was just kind of like annoyed because then also thinking about like, do you not? You can't just be like, oh, I don't want to go outside. Because I'm also thinking about, okay, there's kids, they have their own immune system, but you have people that are expecting. You have a whole host of other folks around you. And it's just like, if you clearly you do that and you can do it at home, you could do it at your park. It's a lot of places to do it. I don't, it just is what it is. I mean,
Yeah,
what can you say? I feel the
because
same thing about people that smoke just like regular cigarettes.
the people that do it, their argument would be, well, I want to go out and enjoy myself and have a good time and spark up. And so now I can't because you and your kids out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for them, it's like I don't smoke, right? But I'm just playing devil's advocate and imagining
Yeah.
what they might say. It's like, why, like, I'm outside, I'm minding my business, and this is what I want to do. Why do I have to consider you and your kids?
I think the consideration is also like why they ban smoking in certain areas
Yeah.
because it is like what you're doing. It's like this is what happens, right? And I think this is the same argument people have about folks that don't get their kids vaccinated. You can do what you want in your home, but when you go across that threshold, what you do that affects others and can be in a negative way is now becomes your responsibility, right?
Yeah.
So when you are an anti-vaxxer, but then you want to send your kids to public school, now we have a problem because you're carrying maybe different immune, whatever, that now you're passing on to other children. You can do what you want in your own dwelling. However, it affects other people. Same thing. You can get drunk in your house, have a time, do what you want, blah, blah, blah. You do it outside. Now you are going to jail because what's it called? Drunk and unorderly, whatever,
Yeah.
in the public, right? So it's like, oh, I want to be. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm just drunk, stumbling all over the place. But yet, what you do can inevitably affect somebody else. That's my thing. Like things that I don't care about. Like there are certain things that does not do not affect me. Even with we always talk about like, I don't want to see, on TV people doing this, that, and the fourth, blah, blah, blah. Now, if that's your life, you at the ball and flying your kite with your man, and y'all want to, because I kiss mine. That does not do any physical harm to me.
Yeah, but then you have people arguing that they don't want their kids to be exposed to it. Like if Joshy and Jonathan seeing two guys kissing now, you didn't know that they was gonna be at the park, but now your kids are asking you like, well, Mom, why are those guys kissing? And it's like
Right. I
I
think that's
to my
right.
kids, but you can't stop them from doing what they're doing.
But what I'm saying is like that is not it's a uh maybe emotional thing, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
not a
It's not causing physical
physical
harm to you. I
harm
get
to me.
versus secondhand smoke, it does cause
Versus secondhand smoke, right?
or get
Versus
disease. Yeah.
those are things that physically I have nothing to do with anything. Now here you are encroaching on my space with something that can physically
Yeah, no,
harm
I
me.
get it. Especially as somebody that has asthma, like I'm not gonna say I hate it, but it definitely throws me off when I feel like I'm in a safe space, and next thing you know, like I'm smelling some smoke or something, and now it's triggering my asthma, and it's like, well, I just was at the park thinking that I'm good, and now something's triggering me. You know what I
That's
mean?
and
That
that,
don't
yeah,
have anything to do with me.
exactly. I said that's my thing. If it's something that maybe makes me feel a little emotional, like, oh child, I don't want to see that. And now I can walk away from it, cool. Also, or turn my back, or whatever. When somebody's smoking, that shit travels. It's not
Yeah.
like you could be in one spot and it's all the way because now it's windy, or now it's this. I was so annoyed. I was at work waiting for the metro, and again, Joshua, my God, this is what happens when I record at home. um and I didn't realize I was right next to the ashtray.
Mm-hmm.
This lady was smoking, and as she was finishing her cigarette because the bus was coming, she's walking towards me. Well, you're walking towards me and the butt is basically almost out, but yet I'm super sensitive to cigarette smoke because that really does mess up. I'm not an asthmatic, but it does something with my lungs, but I end up being
Yeah, it
sick.
probably just bothers your allergies.
Yeah, so and she's walking towards me, and so the closer she gets, because people don't realize just because you blew that last puff, it
Mm-hmm.
lingers around you. And so I'm smelling it and I'm so annoyed. And then I realized, oh shoot, I'm sitting next to the butt
Mm-hmm.
ashtray thing. And I was just like, I get there's other people that's not around. Use your ashtray. I've seen people like, oh, they pick up their foot, take it out on their shoe because there's other people around. And so, yeah, you might be sitting next to the ashtray because that's the only place to sit. That doesn't say, well, they just gonna have to endure this. I don't know. I think that I'm happy because, again, other people that don't smoke, they feel a different. I mean, that do smoke may feel a different way, but when they ban cigarettes in places and stuff like that, for me and my lungs, that was the best thing they could ever do. But anyway, that was just that. But it's not going to ever stop me from going downtown because you only have it in more of the open
Yeah.
areas. You don't really have it as much. You'll have it on the mall, or not the mall, but right there where the monument is. But if you go further down, where a lot of the museums, things like that are, there are a lot of more police officers. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't have it as much, but then you don't have the freedom to like kind of, you can do the picnic area because you're under the trees, which is nicer. But if you are trying to fly a kite or things like that, you can't. It's not like you run on that the grassy area anymore. Because for some reason I feel like you used to be able to, but now they have all of that kind of
Blocked
roped
off.
off. So that's
Yeah.
the only place that you really can go. And I'm just going, in all honesty, it was just one little group. Everybody else was doing their own thing because I think now that there's so many other ways of like with edibles and things like that, they've made it so it makes it easier so that you can do what you want to do, but it does not impact
Other people.
other people.
But
So
prepare yourself because with 420 coming up, it's going to be a lot of that. So get your mind together. Yeah.
I be going to work and it just floats in my car, and I'm like, it's 6 a.m.
It floats in my car too, and I'm like, I got my windows up. How am I still
It's the
smelling?
vents, and it's so strong.
It's like
It's
I'm
so
literally
strong.
still smelling what you got going on in your car inside of my car just from riding past you.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
So
Um.
annoying. But anyway, so I told him I think that would be something fun for us to do is to just take the train down, have a little picnic, get some food, and kind of just veg out. One, I do want to go back down and not take the stroller and get the electric scooters and let Joshua
Mhm.
like ride in the front with Davon's, and we really like hit the city. Because
Yeah.
Jayla went and for that during most of the time, she, her friend Narcia and Narcia's cousin, child, I called them. They had Chick-fil-A. I called them back. They had TJ Maxx. I
Okay.
said, "Oh, y'all having a time on the downtown." So, and I want her to get used to like riding the train and stuff like that because she likes to be out and about and she likes to do stuff and like going to the movies and different things like that. And I think especially for us to be so close, like walking distance to the station, I'm like, yeah, it takes more time, but it alleviates the gas.
Hmm.
And then now I think it definitely helps with time management because you can't just lackadaisically, oh, I gotta do this. I can just hop in the car and I'll be there. Oh, the movie start in 30 minutes. Oh, okay. Well, I can, so now you have to plan your days because she just be doing stuff at the whim. But you have to plan it ahead of time. So tomorrow you need to know what time you're going to go. So you know what time you're going to leave. You need to be up. You need to be dressed. You need to be finished doing this. So it definitely helps with like time management and for them to kind of have this sensory about what else is going on.
Yeah. Be
Because
aware
she's like,
this.
oh, we need to get on a transit. Like, well, even taking Jonathan, he's like, oh, they go to train. I said, first of all, the train is on the opposite track. So, baby, you can't make it over there because it's not on our side. That's
Right.
number one. And then like reading the map and seeing when the stops are, and just because now you're on the train, you can't just be riding. You have to
Yeah.
be hyper vigilant. You got to see what's going on, stuff like that. So, I want them. I think for me, that's what definitely helped me with um time. My time management because when I was working and having to get on the train, knowing like what time I need to leave, what time this bus comes, and being on it, it is a little until you get your patterns down.
Yeah.
It's very stressful. It can be very stressful. Um, but anyway, so they had a good time. I think that was basically it. Um, did you do anything other than go downtown?
My aunt cooked dinner, so we went over there for
Okay. But then
me.
you go to the cookout on Friday?
What cookout? Oh, at Daryl's.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did. I did. I went to Daryl's. He put some food on the grill. Taylor was home for
Mm-hmm.
spring break, but she didn't
Mm-hmm.
stay the whole week. She was just home for like a couple of days,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and back up to New York. And when I'm with my family, well, when I'm with my cousins, a lot of times we have fun together. But
Mm-hmm.
one thing we're gonna do, we're gonna dig into that family trauma. Like we're gonna have a long conversation, right?
It's too much at the cookouts. It's too
I know, but it's and I didn't even want to go there, but I think it's everybody has been away and like we talk in our group chat or whatever, but it's
mm-hmm.
like when
Mm-hmm.
you finally see people in person, it's like, oh, I've been meaning to tell you about this or whatever. So
Yeah.
um we just that's just what we do. I don't know why we
Yeah.
do. I know everybody probably think it's me because I be thinking I'm a counselor, but it don't be. Maybe my presence inspires it because they know like
Yeah.
Toy here, she going, I could go deep because she gonna
Mm-hmm.
entertain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's the case, but
Yeah.
I don't be starting these conversations. I don't be initiating these conversations.
Yeah.
They started, and then I'm like, okay, well, what do you think? How do you think that makes
Oh,
you
and here you
feel?
go. Okay, Herc. He said, and stay focused on what y'all talk about. Let me get up in here.
So, yeah, so that was actually pretty nice. It was super low key. Like, she made it seem like it was a big deal, but then when I get there, my uncle was like, Yeah, I'm just throwing some hot dogs and hamburgers on the grill. Like it's not that.
Ugh, I love me a good grilled hamburger hot dog.
That's what she
I,
said too,
mm,
because we were supposed to go out to eat, but she was like, "Well, my dad said he was going to light up the grill. I changed the
mm,
because I just wanted me a grilled hot dog, like a grilled hot dog and a hamburger." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine," but you know how somebody talks something up and you think it's one thing and then you get there, like,
It's something completely different.
girl, I could have threw on some sweats for this. Like,
I get it.
so that was yeah, so that was Friday. I did so I know we late, but I need to get into it
I know
because
you need to get into it. I know.
yes, I did. So I finished. I watched the last episode of Paradise.
Okay.
Ugh, I don't even know where to begin. Okay, I'll just start here. I do agree with you because we talked about it a little bit. I do agree with you that that last episode was super rushed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And people have been saying this on social media, and I think they're right. This needs to be a 10 or 12 episode
Mm-hmm.
show. Like the 8 episodes is not enough.
Yes.
We really need 10 or 12.
Yes.
And one of the biggest reasons why I say that is because they spend a lot of, to me, they spend a lot of time on dumb shit. Like all that time we spent on Annie's story, those first, was it 3 or 4 episodes?
It was
Y'all,
three.
was it 3?
It was 3 episodes. So it was when Angel died, when the guy came,
And then when she had the baby,
and then she had the baby. But in between her having the baby, that third episode was more um
Sterling's point of view.
it was
I
Sterling's point of view
mean,
from when
Xavier's,
Xavier's point of view when he met his wife and then he
right.
hit them right into the kids. Because then the fourth episode was when they met.
Okay.
But even then, the fourth episode is when they met. Did she had a baby? She did have a baby in that episode.
Yeah, she did. They
And then the
met.
fifth episode is
That was
like
the whole
him getting his
episode. They
yeah.
met.
It's
She healed him. They traveled to the little pancake place, and then she had the baby. So this is my issue. We spent a lot of time on that, building up
mm-hmm,
that story.
mm-hmm,
I'm gonna go ahead and say we spent about 40% of the season
mm-hmm,
building up that
mm-hmm.
story just for us to get the bomb, the big reveal of spoiler if y'all don't know that by now. Just for us to get the big reveal that Alex is an AI, that Dylan or Link could possibly be, from a
So
different
the Sinatra's yes, Sinatra's.
son.
It
It just
just it was a
all of
lot of
those,
information at one time.
yes, all of those big chunks of information that they're trying to force into this one last episode to me. And then but then we wasted time in the beginning on
And I
the
think what
final
ended up
details of Annie's story. To me,
yeah,
that did not add up.
I think and then the way that they introduced it in Jane's story didn't make sense to me. Like it wasn't like explained well. So
I
you knew so it's like, well, who's sending him stuff to say that the baby is a killer? The baby
I
is just a killer,
totally
killer, killer.
totally
And
agree.
then even when that happened, and I know that they tried to allude seemingly wasn't well done in my opinion, allude to it in Billy's story as well. But then again, it just gave it's like the way that they played it out was Sinatra knew him, needed him to do something, and it was a nosebleed. And it's like, what the hell is nosebleeding for? So I'm guessing they were trying to like have like little Easter eggs of things, but I feel like they didn't explain well enough, and maybe because I wasn't necessarily paying the most attention, but they didn't explain well enough what that guy's job was that he ended up killing. I think that would have helped. I think
In fact, they didn't even explain it at all. Remember,
okay,
during
that's I didn't see
during that
okay.
episode, Sinatra says he has something that I need, and Billy was like, "Well, somebody was it Billy initially? Was somebody else? It was like we have ways to make people give us things that we need." Was it Billy that said that to
I
her?
believe so. I believe so.
Okay, and then he goes, "So like this whole conversation, he has something that I need." And the only information that we as the audience knows is that she's trying to create this bunker. So I thought it was the reactor, because remember they had these the nuclear reactors, multiple of them. So I thought that that's what it was, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I be watching sci-fi, but it
Yeah.
just, I agree with you. It and a lot of people that are really into the weeds of it, they kind of knew where it was going. I didn't catch, and it's like I've watched Travelers, I've watched Silos, I watched Dark. I didn't finish it. Even the Three Body Problem, like all of these are like the sci-fi. I still in my mind did not see this kind of timeline, time back. I did not pick up on that. I really did.
Yeah.
I thought it was going into the scientific, which it did, but I thought it was maybe going into like the, nuclear, maybe even like radiation.
Right.
I thought we were going
Right.
in that
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah.
Dangerous, tools and things like that that can maybe affect, because even on the outside when Amy was talking about traveling and having to be careful and different things like that, I thought we were going into the direction of like The Hills Have Eyes, where it's like everybody under the bunker, because they've had access to kind of the normal stuff are normal. Everybody inside the bunker maybe has, like, they have been exposed to radioactive energy, or they've been exposed to things, and they might be weird, like they might have different problems that we don't have because we were in the bunker. Especially with the baby, I thought maybe like the baby might have superpowers or something like that, because this is the first time we're seeing a baby being born out here whose parents both have been exposed to this radioactive activity. That's what I thought we was going. I did not see the AI. I don't know why, but I didn't get that. And a lot of people was like, it was so obvious that Alex was an AI. I
No,
thought
it wasn't.
Alex
I feel like
was,
people be thinking that they know the things,
and they
and
really
it
don't
did not.
be.
It
Or
did
maybe they
not.
do, and it's like, whatever, I'll give them their credit on that. But to me, it was not obvious. I'm gonna tell you who I thought Alex was. I thought Alex was another scientist that was super smart, and she was maybe really old, and they was hiding her because they didn't want people to know that they had this genius in the bunker. That's who I thought Alex. The AI thing that came out of nowhere for me. Like, they didn't drop no hints that it may have been AI. And so I agree with you. I feel like I love shows that make you think and that make you kind of work and put it together. I hate when this happens in TV shows, and I hate when it happens in books, where they don't give you enough, and then at the end they try to pretend like they did. Like, oh, remember when we showed you this? Remember when we showed you that? You showed me that without any context.
Right. And the context also goes with the like regular stuff. So like it wasn't even a lot of it
Even
wasn't
with
even
the
a lot of like,
nosebleeds, I kind of thought that may have been because of the environment.
that's
Like,
what I was
I didn't
thinking.
think it was because they were traveling timelines. I thought it was because these bombs have affected the environment. Because even when the guy was taking the pills and talking about the thyroid thing and dabbing his nose, I thought that's what it was. I was like, oh, they're being exposed to these chemicals in the air, and that's why everybody's having these nosebleeds.
Yeah. Yeah. It's too many other variables that could equate to some of the same symptoms and things like that. So I feel like that was worse. I'm like, even in the bunker, there wasn't a there wasn't an inkling. Like, I think that they could have introduced Alex in a way that made it seem like, oh, it's just AI being in the bunker.
Right.
And then the, like how, okay, so you remember the movie The Red Eye, and how I thought it was a real person the whole time, telling these people to go do this stuff, kill, but you saw that there was some kind of connection with there being an AI. So it's like, so you're looking like, oh, maybe she knows, she has computer stuff, or she can dial into stuff, this, that, and the full. So then at the end, when the reveal was it was a actual AI computer, it's like, oh, it gave more. So
It's kind of like, oh, it all makes sense now, versus
all,
like, okay,
like,
this
how
is
does she,
something.
because your mind is like, how she get this much information, or how she get this,
Right.
this, that, and the full.
Right.
Now,
Right.
we've seen enough TV shows where we know that people like that are really into computers can be digging into your stuff and can do this and can do that. But then we realized it was her, and then they took it to the next level, and which the AI was able to do. It just gave a full, like, like, it settled things. I think the way that they introduced Alex and these last literally 3 episodes, it gave very much so for me pushed upon.
I
And so
agree.
now you're watching people who are, I guess, more into sci-fi, and also maybe follow this trend of how like things kind of like looking people are looking more outside the box than the regular viewer. So now I've been seeing like these little TikToks and things like that that they're explaining stuff, and now gotten so much into the weeds of like, oh, this person's a duplicate, this person's a this, and I'm like, what are you
And some of it
talking
is probably
about?
true, right? And so then here's the other issue that I have, and I'm like, these critiques are just critiques. I still enjoy the show,
Mm-hmm.
but this is the other issue that I have. So now that we have introduced this time jumping time
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
element, now you bring in other things. Now other things are brought in. Like we never thought about people being duplicates before. We
Yeah.
didn't have to think about, okay, well, in this universe, can two people exist at the same time? I don't know, because
Yeah.
people were trying to explain it, and I'm like, but some of this is not really adding up because the age difference, some of it is not really adding up. It's
Yeah,
really
because
because
when you're saying that somebody's a duplicate and but they can't live in the same timeline, then that means that person wasn't necessarily born, because we can't be the same age and born at the same, like not born at the same time. It
right, it
doesn't
doesn't
make
add
sense.
up. So
Yashi.
that part was confusing me a little bit too, unless people can be pulled in from different timelines, or unless maybe her son didn't really die and it's the same version of him, but something happened in between the time that she thought he died and he didn't. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
But I feel like
but that's my point, right? Like it opens up a whole can of worms of different
yeah.
possibilities and different explanations that
Yeah.
I just, and so if season 3 is going to be the last season, I don't know if, and but see, here's what I think they're gonna do. Because I was gonna say, I don't know if 8 episodes is enough
Mhm.
to explain all the things that you have to explain now.
Yeah.
Unless they are going to dump a bunch of information into each episode. So now it's gonna feel like a rushed season
Mhm.
because you're trying to answer all the questions.
Right. So I feel like that. And then I think overall, outside of that, and honestly, it's because I'm not a big sci-fi person. So then I'm also like, I can roll with it because I am a doomsday. While I love a doomsday movie,
Yeah.
Day After Tomorrow, I'm
Yeah.
watching the world go to shit. I enjoy that. And when you add the Marvel into it, now Doctor Strange, what's happening here? You know what I mean?
It's a different variant.
So I mean, am I on a different timeline? Did they switch some things going on? But so I wanted to ask you this, and then we can move past. I know some other stuff we want to talk about, but how do you feel about? Because I watched Ryan Michelle Bathe give
Mm-hmm.
it to Sterling, aka Xavier, about how he introduced his wife that he went out here to find to the woman that he done had a shower booty call with as his therapist. And she was like, first of all, she said, it's not about you telling that first meeting. I said, she said, it was the fact you was very jubilant about it. Like, oh, this is my therapist. This is my what? Sir, you left them kids at home and got your bump and grind on.
And then dipped out. Oh,
And now I got to go find my wife. You gave me the courage and the energy I needed to keep it moving.
no. After the introduction, he was like, "All right, let me go check on the baby. Y'all can sit here and talk."
Y'all
Uh,
converse amongst yourselves.
I'm not mad, only because I'm just like, he's a man, so we're different. But I'm just trying to put myself in his shoes, and like, I don't know if that would not have been for me after we just got through everything we got through.
It wouldn't be the first thing on your mind.
No, and it wouldn't be the first time I tell her what's what.
He said, this is not the time to be telling somebody that's who I bumped the
And then
grind
my
with.
thing is, if my wife is picking up on little
Yeah,
nuances,
yeah, the nuances of
I also feel like the jovialness was like keeping her off his scent. If he's nervous, like, oh, so this is you know who this is? This is actually, she gonna be like, okay, what the fuck going on? Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
real nervous right now. Who is this? So I think that was him just kind of like, let me not really show any kind of emotion that she might be suspicious of. And then because this is going to be really awkward for me, let me get the fuck out of here. And I think he probably felt like, which a lot of men will do this, he probably felt like, I'm going to put it in her hands. If she wants to say something while I'm gone, then I'll address the aftermath. If she doesn't say anything, then we'll just keep it.
Yeah, we just gonna keep it moving. The other thing I want you I wanted to get your opinion on, what you gonna think, because Jane's body was not in that shower.
No, it wasn't. I to be honest, I don't know. I think we're done with Jane, but I also think in good old soap opera drama fashion, the oh you died but then you reappear factor, people love that. People eat it up. So I definitely think for the writers, it leaves them want to bring her back and use her, that loophole. But then if they don't want to bring her back and use her, they can always show us what would happen. Maybe she crawled out and ended up dying somewhere else. I just think it's one of those things where they
she
don't
got out the
show
bunker and she out here living her life.
maybe, but she would have had to heal from that stabbing. I don't know, but I just think it's
she's
resourceful.
loco. She's very loco and resourceful. So I could imagine, now that they know that these bunkers are getting ready to be opened, this is my opportunity, because I done murder, kill, hightail it up out of here to survive, to get back to murder, kill.
I just think it's an opportunity for the writers to pull on that string if they need to. But I don't think, with everything that they have to explain in season 3, I think focusing on Jane is low on the totem.
It's very low on the totem.
We got other questions that we need to answer. I don't honestly, I don't care about Jane that much, unless you're gonna make her a pivotal part of the main story. Really and truly, we can. She died. She disappeared. She never showed up again. Cool. And maybe they can use that as a pivot point for a spinoff. Here's a spinoff show of other characters and how they dealt with it, and maybe get there from following Jane. You said maybe she gets out of the bunker. Maybe she's out there living her life. The spinoff is Jane's out here.
Somebody see her or something.
Let's see who she runs into, and let's see what's going on somewhere. Because a person pointed this out. This is just the United States and what they're dealing with. There's other countries. There's other continents. Yeah. How are other people handling this? There are other millionaires and billionaires. What have they done?
Yeah.
And somebody said this too, and I agree, because I have watched Silo, because I've watched, what's that other one? Oh gosh.
You know I'll be watching something like that. Oh, okay. With the little skeleton face.
Yeah. Oh my God. So somebody was saying, do we really believe that these 2 bunkers are the only 2 bunkers in the whole world? Like, if Sinatra was able to create a bunker and a backup bunker, and she's not even the richest like, maybe let's compare her to like an Elon Musk, but there's still people that are richer than him.
Yeah. So, and then the question, then it moves into, because Alex wasn't even in that bunker. He down the road.
Right.
And so the thing is, so what do you also think about the conspiracy of real life, that they think that Colorado, is it called? Yeah, Denver has a bunker underneath. Yeah.
I don't know, but I love that they brought that in. Like,
yeah. Let's
take it further.
Are we in the life
people that are already into the lore? It's like, let's push it. Let's just go ahead and see how far we can stretch it.
It's giving. This was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? This gives.
Yeah.
We are reliving the other day. Or as the people keep saying, the world is coming to, with the what's it called, the layer, so that the sun don't come in.
Ozone layer.
The ozone layer, the melting of all of the what is it?
The ice caps.
Yeah, but it's called, what's the
global warming?
All of the things. And then they predicted that whatever volcano erupted is going to actually, like, what do like, I think that these are subtle ways for the people that invented the Simpsons, that do also time travel, giving us look at me going to giving us, prepare yourselves.
Like, I'm not into sci-fi, but also the people that invented The Simpsons, they time travel.
They are time. Listen, they are time. They are time
Are
traveling.
they time travelers, or are we, which is what Octavia Butler has said,
Stop, Joshua.
are they time travelers, or are we as the human race super predictable?
And
Whereas people that have a little bit of knowledge about how things work, they can look at the trajectory that we're on and predict that, okay, if this is how y'all are doing things, this is where y'all gonna end up.
yeah,
Because she
but I
wrote
don't.
books in the
It be
80s
other stuff.
that literally, if you read them, it's like change out a few names and dates. It's what we're going through right now, almost verbatim. And
And
her
I
thing
just
was
want to
like,
say,
I hope humanity would go in a different direction, but I can look at what we were doing and tell that this is where we would be in 100 years.
yeah, it's gonna be a mess, and prepare prepare the others. Okay, prepare the people because I don't know if I'm as resourceful as some folks to be. I don't know if I want to be here
Yeah.
doing the remember the show The Last Man on Earth,
Mm-hmm.
and then he found out that there was there was then other people. I don't know if that is something that I want to be
Endure.
involved. I don't
Mhm.
know. It's so dumb.
I don't know what to say about that. It's like, I think when things happen, you end up adjusting in the moment. So it's like,
Yeah,
it feels like, oh, it's so daunting now. But like the first thing that happens, we've experienced it even with COVID, right? Like,
yeah,
it was a abrupt change, but then it was like, okay, you got to stay in the house, work from home, things are limited,
yeah.
right? And then when they opened it back up, certain stuff they kept the same, and
Mm-hmm.
nobody said anything about it.
Yeah,
We just
batted the eye. Now there are some things that I have batted my eye at that they done kept the same, and I'm annoyed. But I think my thing is like, it's very, and I'm say this now, it's very first world problems. But after 2 weeks without a shower, I'm upset and I'm annoyed. And now if it's summertime or if it's even wintertime and I gotta wear a whole bunch of clothes, the electricity is kind of not it. You got to try to get a generator, but if you have a ash cloud, you're not getting any sun, so the generator doesn't work if you have something that's so now I'm dirty. The water don't never get hot unless you boil it. I can't take a bath. I can't just take a hot shower. I'm on my cycle. It's too much. You still gotta poop. It's only so much that the adult wipes can do for you.
you adjust, right?
I don't know how people
You
did it
adjust.
in the New England time.
You adjust, because think about, like you said, 2 weeks without a shower. All right, that's probably a little long, but I'm telling you, you end up adjusting. Like, certain things
Mm.
you just accept because that's your reality. So you may not be able to take a shower, but maybe you might keep a little bit of water to take a sink bath. I'm gonna wash my face, my
Yeah.
underarms, and my
Oof,
coochie.
but it's just something about, and again, I'm saying I know that I will inevitably, I'm saying I will still be annoyed about. You know
Yeah.
how you can feel grime on your body? Like when we was at the cherry blossoms and stuff like that, we really did. It's not like we did a whole lot of running and this, that, and the. But now you talk about we're in a situation where we have to walk a lot or always scavenging for something or always. So now it's dusty, anybody cleaning up, all of the things. If I'm outside for a couple hours and I get it and I literally could feel dirt on me, can you imagine after 3 weeks of how when you do this and it's under your neck? I'm sick. I'm sick.
Yeah.
Your hair stink. That's my biggest thing. Your pillows stink. Your covers stink. Your
But it only
block
stinks
your nose.
because you not used to it. Imagine you being surrounded by that smell, or like people that work
Yeah,
on
you
farm.
get your nose. You get nose blinds and stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm
So
also like,
then
oh,
you get nose blind. So then your hair don't stink and it don't really bother you. Like, I just
oh,
think what would happen is we would adjust. Now, do I think people, even though you can adjust, do I think people will make it? No, because I think as much as you may adjust, you still have physical limitations.
mm-hmm,
You know?
mm-hmm,
So I do think a lot of people won't make it, but I
mm-hmm.
think in general, it would be like, it would just be an adjustment, like
Yeah.
like you would basically gradually keep um making little compromises
Yeah.
and get to a point where like, damn, I never thought I would be walking around without having taken a bath in a month, but now this is my new reality. And it took for you to be okay with 1 week, then being okay with 2 weeks, then being okay with 3 weeks, then being okay with 4 weeks, and now it's like, well, that's just my routine. I take a bath once a month.
Now I'm sick.
I know.
Now I'm sick.
And niggas gonna nig. So
And
we
they
be,
still don't want to do the
because I was
thing.
gonna say we'll be in that type of environment, and they still be like, "Can I get some cheeks?" Like,
Sir, no, no, no. And then, of course, now you're not using protection. So now you're just walking around dripping on. No,
yeah,
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
they don't care. They still be. It's been a month, and I haven't had a shower this whole time.
Sir, the cooch is cooching. You hear me?
And they
It's
probably wouldn't
talking on
care.
its
They probably
own.
wouldn't care.
They be
Ew,
like,
and then it's like, yuck. You've been eliminating and doing your thing, and you want to like, put those parts together. Ew.
and then you ain't had no shower either, and your stuff stands on the outside. So please, it doesn't clean itself.
Right.
Mine is a self-cleaning machine. So I am excited to see what happens in the third season, so
We're
that
gonna
we
have to be
can.
here to get it.
I know, I know, I know.
But
I
it's
will say the marketing of Sterling K. Brown has been exceptional.
I agree.
It
And
has
honestly,
been
the wait
exceptional.
from the first season to the second season, it didn't feel like it was that long. Even though it was a year, it went by
Yeah,
fast to me.
yeah. I'm a part of why things go by fast is so we have so many things to look forward to. So like even I feel like Bridgerton didn't seem
Yeah, it
super
did.
long,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have other stuff. But I tell you, every time this dude is in office, it feels like we in rap fire living because it's always something. He done fired Bondi, fired the other lady. He done, they done
No,
fired generals in the midst of a war. It's been so much stuff that as soon as he is ever in office, we don't have time to settle the brain.
I totally agree.
But on that subject, did you hear about the people finding out about Chilli?
So I heard a little bit, but I don't know. How did this even come out? Because apparently she had been doing a lot of making donations and doing all that in secret without nobody knowing. So I'm trying to figure out what caused forefront.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. She liked or she reposted a post saying that Michelle Obama was a man.
Why would she do that?
She says it was an accident. She hit the wrong button, or she maybe meant to like it and hit the repost, but whatever. But then everybody's like, I never see that shit on my timeline. So it's also about the people that you following and what you be looking at. Number one. So as soon as one thing come up, people get the deep diving. So found out she was gave money to what's his name? Vance follows all of these Republicans. Gave money to whatever they have for the Trump stuff. Which is like I thought it was just for kids and veterans, which is very, dear to me. The thing is, people like your bandmate has sickle cell. They are removing a lot of medical stuff that impacts your bandmate.
Yeah.
Most of your fan is the 92% of women who did not vote for him. So how do you think that comes?
Yeah.
And then all the things have come out. So then Salt comes out and tries to have her back. And so everybody's like, nobody was talking to you, so you can go with her. So I don't watch Funky Neva all the time. But he was like, Salt and Pepper, y'all can go too. She said, and I'm cool with Spinderella. She said, we if Spinderella's no longer mad about how y'all did stuff, fine, whatever. We can't be mad. So we gave you a pass. But at this point, y'all can go. TLC, y'all can go. Put SWV in there, put Total in there, keep In Vogue, and keep it moving. So I don't know how that's gonna play out. Cause I'm like, you trying to do a tour. And the thing is, and what Funky was saying, he was like, before we could be like, your politics don't, we could still be cool. Republican, whatever, that's fine. We cannot, there is no Republican party. It's a MAGA party.
Yeah.
We can't do, like now that is a lot. Your administration's mottos have been life or death to the point of now we are at war. life or death. Things get crazy when the military says, "Oh no, we'll take people up to 42," and if you're a felon with
A nonviolent crime.
a nonviolent crime. So, as they say, it's getting sticky.
Yeah.
She done webbed herself a web of things.
Mm.
Then somebody pointed out, because of course they still talking about Drewski. How would this white lady come out dancing just like he was dancing on a thing?
I
I
think so.
don't
So what I think people
understand.
are missing is because me at first I thought Erica Kirk, but then I was like, he doing some stuff that she didn't do. I think what he was doing was he was getting stuff from all of these conservative white women
Different,
and just putting it
exactly.
together. And
And
so now
that
we're
was the
seeing
thing.
the references that it wasn't just Erica Kirk he was referencing. He was referencing some of these other
He
women
said
too.
this is how Republican white women are,
Yeah.
and he ain't never lied.
Yeah. He was pulling references from a lot of different ones. Just like with the
Mm-hmm.
thing, he was pulling references like everybody was just that one pastor whose name
Yeah,
I think of right now. But it wasn't just it made his character look like him, but his antics and the things that he was doing was pulling from a bunch
it's
of
pulling from
different.
other. Yes,
So I
yes.
think that's how he does it. It's like he picks a personality that he's going to focus on and he pulls from a lot of people that does the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like this how they all are.
Yeah.
Which is ingenious for him because now if Erica Kirk is saying like this is defamation, but it's like it wasn't based off you.
Yeah.
It wasn't based off you solely. It was
Yes, it
based off
was.
a group
Mm-hmm.
of people. So you really
Mm-hmm.
can't say that I'm picking on you.
Yeah.
I'm picking on this whole group. Now, if you do the things that this group does,
And then you in the group, baby.
the shoe fits,
The
right?
shoe, them is your people, and the people is yours.
Yep. So I'm wondering now with this Chilli thing, is that going to have an effect on the tour? Like, are people?
That's the question. A lot of because the thing is, it's like we know how to compartmentalize. Like we want to do something because it's for us. Like it gives us memories of what we was doing in the '90s and things like that. It just gives a different. And now you're with amongst the people in which you all are you have a shared experience during a certain time. So that it could be some people look at it like what she got going on is whatever. However, it's nothing but like my five girlfriends. Now we could talk about like girl at this time, you want to do a little, you have an arena of however many people feeling and doing the same thing. I know for us as a community, I think that brings in a lot of solace, especially in the time of craziness that we have going on. So, like, take those 2 hours and being in a place where it's familiar and gives you a little bit of a. Because I know for me, when I hear old school songs or songs that it makes me reminisce, it does something to my endorphins. And to do
Mhm.
that with people, I think when you leave, they're recharged to kind of go into this world. She has maybe put a little discoloration on it, but a lot of people, especially us as a community, we know how to be like, piss me off, but here we are. I will say, because he did bring this up, and I want to get your thoughts on this as well. Um, he was doing his thing, and he was like, for Black women, a lot of us are like, well, y'all don't go this hard on like the Dellies and the Ludacris's and the this, that, and the fourth when they do this kind of bullshit. And he made a good point that it's something that we already know. However, it's disappointing that this is what it is. So he was saying like Black women, he's like, I get it. I understand why y'all like why going after the Black men that do this and this, that, and the fourth. He said, honestly, it's because they always disappoint us. This is
Mhm.
not anything new. This is not surprising. We don't hold them to any like he said the for a Black man to be a good Black man is very low. So we don't get disappointed when they do stuff because they always have disappointed us. It's when for Black women we hold you at a different regard and we're like we hold you on this pedestal of like you holding us together. And he said, "Nah, I'm going to tell you today, right now, it is not fair. How,
Yeah.
however, this is what the reality is. We hold you at a place where if anybody gonna save us, if anybody gonna make sure we good, if anybody gonna do such and such, it's gonna Black women. No, we don't treat you like that. No, the world does not put you out, do all the things that it should and protecting you in that way. However, Black men have always just disappointed.
I agree with the sentiment. Like I would say he's correct in his assessment of it. but I don't think it should be that way.
Right. And I think that's his point. Like, we get it. He's like, I understand that it is not a fair thing to do to you. Is that going to change today, tomorrow, or next week? Probably not. Because no matter so you're in a situation, right, where you can start doing the same thing that black men do and always disappoint each other, but then that doesn't do anything for the community. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You get to a point where you can continue to talk to somebody and you know they're not going to do stuff, so you just love them from a distance. And there's other people that you see who have always carried the bar and done what they're supposed to do. And I think that gives more of a disappointment when you've done all of these things, and which for our race is really the only race that does this. What one person's action affects the entire community. Where other races be like, girl, I don't know the people. We'll be like, why they showing off like that? They know we already got it hard. But that's how they look at the community. They don't look at, unfortunately, based on one person. I say this to, it's not necessarily the same, but I say this to people because as a contractor, and when you're dealing with staff officers, and it's like they don't look at one contractor and saying, "Oh, that contractor is not a good contractor." They look at the entire group like, "These contractors got to, and every contractor don't got it
Or
too
they
good."
look at it and say, this company,
Right.
like, oh, these khaki employees, they're not, these General Dynamics
Yeah.
employees, they're not,
Yeah.
whatever. So it's like, yes, it does have an effect on the group as a
Yeah.
whole.
Exactly. So I
I
think,
agree. I just think it's a tough spot to be in.
yeah.
But I do wonder, and it does make me think about, like, yes, his point is accurate, but it does make me think about, okay, well, then what can we do? Because
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
just like in relationships, that puts all of the emotional labor on Black women. That puts, and women in general, that puts kind of all of the, like, we have to carry the weight of everything while y'all get to just be out here and do whatever.
Having a time.
And because nobody expects more from you, it's almost as if they condone the foolishness, right?
Yes.
And so it's like, a part of me feels like maybe we do need to start holding these men accountable. Like, I know
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I too,
Mm-hmm.
but I think maybe we need to hold them accountable more, you
Yeah.
know. And there's a lot of situations like that where you see a female getting involved in something and it's like, oh, they're bringing a hammer down on her, but a man could do the same thing. And it's like, I mean, well, we kind of knew he was going to do, like, boys will be boys almost. And it's like, well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
As a society, maybe we need to also hold them to a higher standard. Usually the
Yeah.
only time, which, I mean, this is the environment we live in, but usually the only time that they will get that ridicule is when they're being compared to white men. So, like Obama, for example,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
as a man, there's a lot that he can get away with that a woman can get away with. But as a
Mm-hmm.
Black man, now he's being compared to these white men, and everything he does, they're looking at it through a microscope. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like, now all of a sudden, y'all want to look at everything and break it down. But now when we get a white man in that position, Donald Trump, now
He could get
the
a
microscope is nowhere to be found. Everybody's
child.
zooming out, looking at the bigger picture.
We're not even looking at the bigger picture, baby. The eyes are closed.
Their eyes are
The
closed.
blind is leading the blind. Um, yeah. So I don't know. So I wonder how this all will affect sales and things moving forward. But speaking of music, did you watch Versus?
I didn't. I
Okay,
saw
so
the
I didn't
clip
either.
though.
I saw. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know why people mess with folks that's from the district. Okay, because the level of vitriol this man was doing
But
on,
then my thing is, they're actually really close friends in real life. So I
and I
don't know.
yeah
I wonder if, because, like, how you have your friend, like, we could joan back and forth or whatever,
yeah
but at a certain point, it's gonna go too far and somebody
yes
get mad. I
yes,
don't
and
know
that's
if
what
I don't know
yeah
if, like, being from this area, because we do a lot of joking and joning and
mm-hmm,
all of that.
mm-hmm,
That's a part of our
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
culture. I don't know if it's like, because that's what you're used to, you're like, whatever, he'll be all right. Like, he
Mm-hmm,
mad, he'll be all
mm-hmm,
right.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Or if it's really like I don't think Tank was purposefully trying to make Tyrese mad. I think he was just playing, but he didn't
I think he
realize
knows he's
how
also a
sensitive
very
his
easy
friend
prey.
was.
Yeah, I think he knows he's a very easy prey.
Yeah.
Very easy. Because I saw an interview where somebody asked, like, If y'all were able to do TGT again, like, how would you do things? What would you change? And then the former Tank was like, we wouldn't have Tyrese, we would have like Avant or somebody. And I said, now why would you say that?
I mean, maybe they not as cool as I thought they were, but I
I
thought
don't
they were
know. But
cool.
they all kind of laughed it off. But I'm also like, is it because he's such a easy Joshua Hush? Is it just because he's such an easy like thing when he was like that turtleneck? No, why would you write an entire song about somebody's turtleneck?
To me, but Tank is to me. I'm not surprised because remember when we went to see him and he made a song about that girl's breast? He was like the titty.
It just gives why are you from the district and you don't know how to act. You don't know how to act.
I think that's his personality, and
It
it may
is.
be because you know how some people, it's like they cool, but you be like it's just something about them that gets on my nerves. That could be his thing. Like it could be like he a cool dude, but yo, he gets on my nerves, and that could be his irritating like thing. Like that could be the thing.
Yeah.
People look at him and be like, yeah, he talented, he cool, whatever, but he play too much.
He
He
plays an awful lot.
But then also Tyrese got his issues too. Like you're always whining, you're always crying
But that's
about
why,
something, and
that's
it's
why it's
like,
like, and then the clip and I didn't watch, but then the clip where he was like, he left, and he's like, oh, I thought it was over. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's too much, but I do want to go back because they do have it on YouTube where I want to just see it just so I can have the music and stuff like that. But yeah,
yeah. You ready to get out of here?
yes, because child, the house is waking up. This is why I leave up out of here, okay? Because the people is alive. And
And they like, what you doing in here? You trying
what are
to have a
you?
conversation?
They trying to have
Space.
cereal, pass my bowl. I'm like, they can see your reflection in the thing. Go sit down, okay? You're walking around in your drawer. Have a seat. It's too much commotion. But anyway, yes, let's get on up out of
That
here.
was
That was
another
another
great
great episode.
episode.
Make
Guys,
sure
please
you
like, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a friend to tell a friend.
drop down in the comments. What is your? How do you all feel about um paradise? All of the different things that we have discussed. If you were going to go, plan to go, got tickets to go? How do you feel about the whole Chilli thing? Like, what are your thoughts? Next week, or not next week? I don't know when we're going to have the chance to, but I want us to have a conversation about Pitt. Have you watched
Okay.
all the episodes?
I'm not caught up, but I will be by the time we talk about it.
Get caught up
So me
because
and Judah was watching it and he's out of town, so I was waiting for
okay.
him.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
but I'll get caught up so we can talk
So
about
we'll wait till you get caught up. But that last episode, I literally said I was watching it on the computer because the kids were watching TV. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" It's literally what I said.
it. All right, I got it. I'll get caught up. I'll get caught up.
All right, guys. Well, we
We'll
will.
jump to that.
Bye.